Action.
Finally, a new area to explore. Let's do this. There's so much. Down this path, we might find something to do. Considering this is just what you would, a typical forest, there's not too much in here. But there should at least be something. Right? Camera person almost dies.
But I didn't want to go down here.
Don't worry, it's relatively
Wasn't expecting to walk through this.
This way. There's something. Cut. Oh my! I am so excited to have finished this game and talk about it on the channel in the 12th Blue Row Epic of the year. And ironically, the timing matched up perfectly. I started this game in late October 2018. I beat the game in late October 2019 as I put the game down for about several, 8 months or so. Because I was busy. Welcome to Rabi Ribi. One of the best metroidvania games I have ever played. This section's about metroidvania and all the awesome stuff, and then the next section's about bosses. So, spoilers. Yay! Now, let's just quickly get in with the sprite design. I absolutely adore the sprite design in this game. This and cell shading, if done correctly, these two styles look amazing on a video game. This art style and cell shading. There are over 200 achievements for you to collect, which I just find amazing. Probably thousands of items in the game. And all 22 unique locations, 20 of which are warpable, which means you can teleport to them at a warp stone. I've beaten all non-DLC bosses, which is 24 bosses in the game. And multiple of them have multiple fights. But we'll get into bosses later. The Metroidvania aspect is Metroidvania. But the thing is, movement and combat are the most fluid I think I've ever seen in a 2D game. And in a 3D game, for that matter. I think the only thing that compares when it comes to fluidity in attacks has to be a Warriors game. And the only thing that compare in movement is probably something like a 3D Mario in the 3D games, which can tell you how fluid I feel this game is. And if you get stuck, don't worry, you can go back to a previous save at any time. Honestly, I think Rabi Ribi is one of the favorite games I've played through this year. And the best part is, actually this month, it came out on Switch. So, if you don't own it, and are thinking of picking it up, just pick it up. If you get it through Steam, or through Switch, or through PS4, buy it. It's not a game for everyone, especially with how difficult it can get, but that'll be covered in the next section. But I absolutely love the art, and oh my god, we didn't touch on the music! You know what? Editing Brandon. Put in songs like No Remorse right here. Thanks. What do you mean you'll do it after this segment? this end there has to be something. At least something to fight or something. I mean, not like I'm probably about to discuss something regarding bosses. Dead end again. There's nothing here. Let's trek back. This is a dead end. Not much I can say. Time to talk about the boss fights. I'll be showing you boss fight footage from early game through boss rush, which changes up the HUD during boss battles and instantly teleports me to them. But I didn't want to start up a new file just to get footage for this video, because I don't want to show you late game bosses, because a lot of them are surprising. But here's a general rule of thumb. The person who actually first told me about the game said, if you have a face and you're in this game, you're a boss. What I'm saying by that is, if you have a portrait, is basically kind of what it means, like a character portrait, and you're in this game, you're a boss. If it's an NPC that looks cool, you can fight him. If they live and breathe, you can fight them. And actually something I haven't really ever mentioned is some of the debuffs you can get during bosses, including the unstable debuff, which causes lag spikes occasionally during the game, which is just hilarious to me. All the areas are really unique. And look, the worst area in the game, and the best part about that area, it's really bad. It's honestly not the best. Like, it's still fun, but it's not the best area in the game. The worst area in the entire game, optional even for beating the post game, which requires you defeating every single boss, all 23, before the final boss. There are 5 different outfits for Ribbon to wear, and 4 for Arena. There's a lot of cool gear to unlock as well. I have so much playing this game, I don't know how to put it into words. But normally with a game, if there's a really hard boss, you're usually like, why is this so hard? Or at least for me, Rabi Ribi, I've died to you 100 or more times already. Let's do this! Because each time, the 2 hardest bosses in the game, in my opinion, who I would love to say the name of, but they're both late game bosses, because there are a few bosses that you have to encounter in an order. Those 2 bosses are scripted. Which, if you're confused, like, why are they? They're really difficult, but you can learn their patterns even more easily than the other bosses, which are still decently telegraphed if you pay enough attention. Their attacks will always be in the same order every time you fight them for these 2 bosses, which is really useful, especially because I think you have 3 matches against one of them. It's honestly such a fun game. If you haven't already, which you probably haven't, honestly, I'd say pick this game up. Because there's high chances you own one of the 3 platforms you can play it on. Because you can play it on this, which, actually, I really need to pick up the copy of Rabi Ribi for the Switch. Because I do love this game. It's really fun. And, like, legitimately, it kind of baffles me because I know someone who's played this game Like, I know, like, people can play this game a lot. And I think it's weird when someone plays a game hundreds of times. But it's like, I can get it. Because if you love what you're doing, continue doing it. And honestly, I've been waiting because I would love to see what a speedrun of Rabi Ribi looks like, but I didn't want to see any of the story bosses ahead of time. So now I want to see what a boss, sorry, not a boss rush. And also, quick thing here before I end the video. Will recording footage for this during boss rush, I had like 30 minutes of footage. Because I just lost track, and I was having so much fun fighting the bosses. The game is extremely difficult, but sometimes difficulty can be good. It's not Dark Souls levels of difficult, but definitely not a level of a game where it's like, if you're brand new to playing games, just hold off until you think you can handle a bullet hell metroidvania platformer. I'll say that again because that pretty well describes this game. Bullet hell metroidvania platformer.
Action.
Just up here. Why is this so hard to climb? Maybe it was best we stay at home. It's worth still exploring more, isn't it? It is pretty cool out here. Look, my point is, this was actually kind of fun. Both filming and playing. Look, I know, exposition, yada yada yada. Let's go walk the dog.